Okay. So it looks very even. White's playing a London Collie system hybrid. Now here, this is an interesting position. Let me digress a moment. There's a correct way for both sides to play this. And before I show you the correct way, I'm going to explain something. I have seen many games where the possibility of conducting this strategy exists. I've seen one side do it and the other not. And the one that did it always wins. I've seen neither side do the strategy, and the game is decided by a mistake elsewhere because they neither followed the strategy. I've never seen a game where both sides did the strategy. Now, if you're really sharp, you know what the strategy is. So I'm going to take a moment, and I'm going to show you something kind of fun here. Okay, white to play. Okay, there's still people that fall into this trap. They think white can win a pawn, but he can't because black gives up his queen and promptly gets it right back.
Check.
And black is ahead a piece for a pawn, right? So if white is on his toes, this move is fine. White will play here. Now this creates a flight square for the king. Okay. The idea is now knight takes as a threat, so black needs to play here. Now this bears the strategy here is called the minority attack. And I've covered this here on Twitch before, and I've covered it on other videos, but not everybody's seen all my videos. Not everybody's watched every one of my Twitch broadcasts. I'm the only one that's here for all the Twitch broadcasts. Ha ha ha. Okay, let me divide the board into halves here. Queen side, right? Simple. King side. Okay, let's count the pawns on the queen side. White has 3, black has 4. Let's count the pawns on the king side. White has 4, black has 3. So the attack, what we do here is we do something called the minority attack. In other words, we attack with our minority of pawns. Okay? Now the basic idea here, let's get rid of those arrows. Let's get rid of those arrows. The basic idea is white wants to advance this pawn here. And one of two things will happen. Black will take, in which case there's an isolated queen pawn. Or, if black doesn't take, white will take. Now, if black takes back with a piece, he has an isolated queen pawn. If he takes back with a pawn, he has a backward pawn on the open file, a weakness. So the objective is to create one weakness in your opponent's position. Now you say, well, this is no fun. For black, white's got the advantage already. Well, no, it's not true, because black has a minority attack as well. Black needs to push this pawn to f4, and the same thing happens on the other side of the board. If white takes, isolated queen pawn. If he doesn't, black will take, white will take back, backward pawn on the open file. Well, I've never seen a game where both sides gave each other that weakness. Don't tell me it doesn't exist. I'm sure it does. I just haven't seen it. I haven't gone on my way looking for it, but I haven't seen it. So let me give you some samples of what the play could look like. None of this is forced, but I'm just going to go through some lines. Okay, let's see. Okay, so both sides here have conducted the minority attack. Actually, I usually when I demonstrate this, I leave the rook on f8 because the way I've done it, black has gotten his f4 in before white got his b5 in. But here's the minority attack. White to play. Well, you can take this. Well, let's see. I guess there's a problem down here. So let me back it up and not play rook to e8. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't figure out what it was yet. Okay, so let's just play this right here. Takes, queen here, knight here. Let's do it this way. Takes. Oh, if you say, well, I take with the pawn. Well, now the minority attack is over. White no longer has his minority attack, and neither does black. When this pawn gets down here, white can capture it. He will not have an isolated queen pawn. So I'm trying to demonstrate the minority attack. And black has gotten his in first. Okay. Now, notice that white ran the minority attack on the queen side. Black ran it on the king side. Now let's look at a different opening. Caricon exchange. Again, not forced. I'm just doing a demonstration here. So here we have the minority attack in place with colors reversed. Black has the minority on the queen side now. White doesn't. Okay? Black does. And so black will be playing for b4 and white will be playing for f5. So if you get this pawn formation, you now know what to do. And, you know, it's funny. I've shown this to many students, and I've had some of them, they won't do it. I say, why don't you do it? He goes, I'm afraid to. I said, what are you afraid about? You're all, you know, you're going to create a weakness in your opponent's position. And another one recently said, well, I couldn't figure out how to go about doing it. I said, well, you know what your pawn goal is. If you have to lose because of something else you did, if you have to lose the tempo to correct it, go get those pawns rolling. Okay, so end of digression. Let me go back to the beginning. Now here I'm getting comments. I appreciate the comments. Laxantarami sits on e5. How would you? Okay, one problem I wish I could catch the comment sooner. But when you make a comment, if you could give me a move number, that move number would really help me find a position that I can answer. But I've opened up the comments again, so I get focused on sharing. And you can ask a question again if it's about this game. I'll go back. Okay, but let's go to where I did my digression. Okay, so there's the minority attack. I said there's a strategy for both sides of what to do here. It's that simple. Do you know what to do? Well, you do now. Okay. So this does block the F pawn, but that's okay. Remember, we're going to bring the knight in here at some point. Okay. Might have been too soon. Let's do a couple things. Let's castle, get the king safe, and put the queen on e2. Now, one thing about this move, this slows down white's minority attack. But he can still get it. Might come later. I had a game once where, it's in one of my blogs at chess.com, where my opponent couldn't do, I could do the minority attack on him with black in white's position, colors reversed. But he couldn't do the minority attack against me because he had double pawns. And pushing a pawn to b4 would just lose it. Okay, let's go forward. So castle here. Okay, so this ends the minority attack. There is no more minority attack. If you want to keep the minority attack alive, you take here. Or you see if this move is safe. And it may very well be safe. Now, the interesting thing is, if black for some reason decides to play this, you don't need the minority attack anymore. You've created the weakness. Okay, so this ends the minority attack. Into discussion. Not this game. Okay, it's lagging. Okay, I'm not supposed to have lag. I got to do modem. It's very fast. If it won't move, it won't move. Or they go into a draw here. Maybe that's it. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Black resigns. Black resigns. Why did black resign? Oh, he's dropping a piece. Okay, so shows you what I know. I missed one movers. I said that. Okay, yeah. I'm so focused on ending the minority attack, I miss. Well, let's see. No, there's no check here. Yeah, just dropping a piece. So, what can we do different? Black lost this. Black lost because of because he didn't do his minority attack. For what it's worth, he has slowed down whites with his G6. So to preserve the minority attack, black must protect this knight so he can capture back with something else. Now I could have taken last turn, but he didn't. So obviously if we take here, we're stepping into a fork. So let's protect the knight. Now what's white going to do? What's black going to do? We don't know. Let's just see what we have. Okay, let's put the rook on b8. That supports b5. Okay. Now maybe white's going to do this maneuver over here that black was doing. Okay. Here comes white's minority attack, but his bishop's in the way. Yeah, black's going to get his in. White can get his in down the line. Sometimes in that Caro-Kann exchange variation that I showed you, black can thwart white's minority attack with g6. And in the aforementioned game that I was saying, it's in, I think the topic is the chess, the Jagoran defense, and aging. And I showed a game I played at a tournament about 5.5 years ago. Okay, so black, trying to get it to go forward. I think I have lag. I don't always see the obvious move. Okay, I'm very bad on one movers. I remember when was it, 89? I was playing in the Anglo-Pacific Championship. That's correspondence chess, and had met some fun people. Very strong players. Oh my God, I was playing U.S. champions and foreign champions. I mean, it was ridiculously strong. I was playing a gentleman named David Eisen. He's passed away. And friendly guy, we had fun talking. I said, my biggest weakness, I overlook one movers. And I played a great game. You can find it if you dig for it. And I get, what did I hang on? Exchange. I expected a certain recapture, and I got a different one. I mean, he had an advantage. He kind of had me tied up, but he couldn't crack through. I was sitting there holding. I was proud of myself for holding a difficult position, but I just threw the thing away. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm on for 3 hours.